Hello everyone, hope we are doing well. We are going to jump into After Effects for our third project. Let's make a new project, make a new composition. This is going to be a little bit different here. We're going to call this one After Effects 3 with our name. And let's make sure it's 1920, it's 1080 pixels, 24 frames a second. It's going to be 10 seconds long, for real this time, 10 seconds long. The background color is black. Let's first start off by making a new solid and any color you like that's not black, and then let's lock that in place. All right, I do want to stop for just a second and just reiterate, you've probably heard me say this in class, but make sure that we are saving this as soon as you start, because unlike Premiere, it's not going to make its automatic file here. So let's go ahead and make sure we save that. Once we have that saved, we are going to jump in and create a rectangle. Now, we're going to do this a little bit differently. Instead of clicking on a rectangle tool and then dragging, we are going to double click. So let's double click. The reason why we're doing this is because this will automatically place this in the very center, and from there, I'm just going to real quick just call this one square 1, and we're going to open this to little contents here. We can open up our contents, we can open up our rectangle 1, we can open a rectangle path. We can actually determine pixel for pixel the actual size of our square. So I'm going to uncheck this little chain, which is going to sort of keep everything, if I move this one way, it's going to move both things. So I'm going to just uncheck this little chain. I'll make this 100 pixels wide, and I'll make this 100 pixels tall, right? So we have a little 100 by 100 pixel square. So what we're going to do is we're going to create several copies of this. But before we do that, though, we are going to create a couple of sort of key things that are going to allow us to kind of automate the animation once we repeat things, right? So I'm going to hit R on the keyboard, and I'm going to make a little keyframe here at the 0-second mark. Then I'm going to go all the way down to the end of the 10-second mark, and I'm going to change this from 0. So we have 0 times 0, right, which is like 0 full rotations plus 0 degrees, right? So I'm just going to change it to 5 full rotations. So every second that goes by, it turns 180 degrees. You can see right there, and every 2 seconds, it turns a full revolution here. So this is going to be really important because we're going to go every full turn, so every 2 seconds, something's going to happen, and it's going to happen with the anchor point. So I just really quick want to make sure we're all aware. The anchor point is this little object right here in the center, and in normal circumstances we would be centering it in there, but because we started our square a different way, it's already in the center. I can click on my little pan behind tool, and I can move my anchor point around somewhere else, and watch this, it's going to revolve around the anchor point, right? I can move my anchor point down here to the corner, and it's going to revolve around the anchor point. In this case, what I want to do is I want to keep the anchor point in the center. And what's neat about the anchor point is that if we control it, if we were to alter it from the transform controls over here, the anchor point actually stays in the center of the canvas. It just moves your shape contents around your anchor point. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be creating a couple of interesting little designs using our anchor point. So let's go ahead and duplicate this square 8 times. So I'm going to have 9 total squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just real quick, back that up. I want to make sure we're all aware. We are going to hold down the control key and tap the letter D on the keyboard in order to duplicate it. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so we have 9 squares total. We're going to start off by hitting the letter A on the keyboard. I'm going to hold down the Shift key, select all these top ones, hit A on the keyboard, and make a keyframe for my anchor point. So I'm going to go forward to 1 second. What we'll do here is we are going to allow it to turn 1 full rotation. Right? So I'll just make sure this is all selected. I'm going to sort of tweak my workspace here just so I can see all the keyframes all at the same time. Let's hold down the Shift key, select everything here, and I'm going to make another keyframe right here at 1 second and 12 frames. So 1.5 seconds. I'm going to start messing around with the anchor point. Okay, so I'm going to click on my anchor point, and I'm going to move the first one up and to the left here, right? So we're just going to go in a full circle here, right? So let's look at so 9 here. So let's take this. I'm going to type in the number 250, right? And then I'm going to type in the number 250, right? So we'll go down and to the left, right? Then we'll go 250, and then 0, and then we'll do negative 250, and then we'll do 250, right? Or how about this? How about we'll do 0, 250, right? That way it's going to go off to the side there, right? So we have rotated, and now we can see we start to break away here. So let's keep going here. So we got 250, 250, 250, 0, 0, 250, right? So now let's do negative 250, and then we can do negative 250. And then we can do negative 250. And then we can do 0. And then we can do 0. And then we can do negative 250. Negative 250. All right. And what we're left with is over here. Let's see if we can't try and figure this out. We'll do negative 250. And then we'll do 250 over here. So 250, right? 250. And then we'll do 250. Oh, not 25, not 50, but 250. And we'll do negative 250. Okay, cool. All right, so let's watch this from the beginning. We're going to turn halfway, and then we're going to turn all the way around like so. You can sort of see from 1 to 2 seconds, we turn 180 degrees, and then we're going to go another whole second until we reach this other turn here, right? So we can see here that goes, right? Cool. All right, so what we'll do is we'll go full second like this from 112 to 212. And then let's add in another keyframe. So I'm just going to hold down the mouse button, add another keyframe for all 8 of my outer squares here. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to copy this keyframe here by selecting Control-C and just hit Control-V. It's going to copy all those keyframes. So it goes like this. It goes out and then back in, right? And we're going to wait another second. And we'll put in, we can actually just copy and paste this one more time. Just hit Control-V one more time. There it is. Okay, so at 12 frames past 4 seconds. Let's see if we can't do something a little bit different. Okay, I'm going to put some of these keyframes, some of these anchor points, just a little bit off to the side here. So I'm going to go down, and we're going to sort of extend this out, right? So over here, what we can do is from over the course of this half second, what we'll do is we will kind of pull this out like this. I'm just going to like kind of nudge the X value over a little bit. So we can do this by 100. So we'll do like 150, right? So we'll do negative 150, oops, negative 15, negative 150. And we'll add 150, or we'll subtract 150 from each one. So negative 300, negative 450, negative 600, negative 750, negative 900, negative, what would that be, 1050? And then negative 1200. All right, so we can kind of watch this. There's that. And we'll have that go a full second. And we'll just like add another keyframe here. And then go forward another half of a second, and then just Control-V. Paste your keyframes from before, right? So here we go. We're going to watch it as it goes out, and then back in, and off to the side, and then back in, right? And then let's see if we can't maybe think of something else we could do here. How about we create a little plus sign? So let's go forward a second at 7 seconds, and we'll add another keyframe in like this. Or honestly, we could just like, we can just copy and paste. And let's go forward a half a second, and let's deselect everything. And let's see if we can't maybe put some over like 150 here. So we'll type in like 150, and we'll type in like 150. We'll add 300. How about that? 300. And then we'll go over here and we'll do like 150, and then we'll do 300. And then we'll do on the Y value here. And then we'll do negative 150, and we'll do negative 300. And then we'll do over here on the Y value, negative 150. Oops, instead of 150, negative 150. And then we'll do negative 300. Right? So then we can see it extend outwards like this into like a sort of a plus sign. And have it rotate fully for a whole second. And then we'll add another keyframe to everything. And then at 9 seconds, we will paste our keyframes one more time. All right, so let's watch this from the very beginning. Okay, spin, comes back. Spin, comes back. Right, out, plus sign, comes back. What would be cool here, I think, is if we were to add a little easing to all this stuff, right? Let's select all of our keyframes under our anchor point, and once again, at the very top above your numbers, find where like the F7, F8, F9, find F9, tap F9, right? It's going to change all of these to L hourglasses, and so they should have a little more smooth motion there. That's kind of cool looking. I like that. Sort of snaps out, and it snaps back in, right? And then it goes out, and it comes back in. That's kind of cool. And then it starts over, right? Let's save this real fast, and let's add our name to it. And I'm going to just find my text tool over here and just type in edited by Mr. Lobello, Mr. Lobello. And again, we'll just walk you through how we export this. Either we hit Control M and take it over to our After Effects rendering tool and just make sure it says H.264, or we can queue it up in Adobe Media Encoder. And if that doesn't work, obviously there's something else we can do as well. So let's hit export, let's hit render, make sure it is After Effects 3 with your last name, MP4. Render that out. Let me know if you got any questions. I can't wait to see you guys produce. I will see you guys in class.